Welcome to this episode of Door Hardware Nerds. I'm your host, Mia Merrill. Today I am chatting with the glass guys. Welcome, guys.
Hey,
How you
Mia.
doing, Mia?
All right, can you introduce yourselves?
I would love to introduce myself. My name is Ben Cosby. I am the Eastern Regional Business Development Manager for Aluminum Solutions. That means that my customers are mainly aluminum OEMs, the guys that build aluminum storefronts. Those are the guys I'm calling on. Been with ASA for about 3 years. Been in the industry for 30 or so, and that's me. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having us,
Yeah.
Dan.
Ben. My name's Dan Joella. I am the Western Regional Business Development Manager for Glass Solutions. Been with ASA for 6 years now and in the industry over 25 years. Glass and glazing industry, selling door hardware. Connor.
Awesome.
I'm Connor Leahy, been in the industry over 2 decades myself, been with ASA over 6 years, started from the ground up, actually installing, estimating, business developing, and yeah, love what I do, love selling door hardware, and I consider myself a door hardware nerd, I guess. So
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
That's right.
Well, we are an inclusive bunch. Anybody's welcome to be a door hardware nerd. We love having anyone that wants to join us.
That's right. You can get a cool shirt like this.
Yeah, we all have our jerseys. Glass Build 2024 is where these are
I was about
from.
to say that. Make sure you come see us. Yeah, at Glass Build 2025.
All right, so
It,
today we're going to talk about glass. Um, let's start with, interior versus exterior. What finishes would I be putting on interior with glass? What would I be putting on the hardware for glass, versus on the interior?
Well, I would say there's no limits anymore to the finish you can put on. Color finishes, we can even do textured finishes now. You're seeing sublimation being done where you can make metal look like wood, metal look like marble and stone. Um, the difference I would say from interior to exterior is you're going to see a lot more powder coating done on interior all glass doors, where on exterior aluminum framed and maybe even heavy glass, you'd see more of a Kynar or a wet paint because it's more resistant to fading and stuff like that. But I see moving forward, again, I think I said in the last episode, everything you're going to be doing with aluminum storefront doors, you'll be able to do on glass doors now. So
No, I was going to say, good point. I mean, just keep in mind the changes within anodization now too. I mean, anodized
yes,
finishes are so controlled and done a completely different way. They've come a long way. So anodized finish is really something we lead with, especially on the exterior. Anodized is a great way to go.
Yeah.
anodized is just limited to aluminum. That's the
Right.
only set where we do see a lot of steel when we're dealing with heavy glass, especially in our handles and panic devices and stuff like that.
Yeah, which can be painted or powder coated.
Probably one of the biggest trends in aluminum storefront as far as finish goes is black. Like it used to be your aluminum storefront was either aluminum
Mhm.
or dark bronze, right? And over the last, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 years, black has taken over all of that. It's we see we see that in every manufacturer as far as the hardware goes now has black as a standard finish. It's become very, very popular.
Do you think that's following kind of the interior home design, right? Because we're seeing more black in interiors on homes. Is that like a trend that carries through to commercial?
100%. The architects drive that, I
Mhm.
think.
I would
Okay.
say for sure, like maybe 9, 10 years ago, it was oil rub bronze. And it was the same
Yep.
putting on their shower door hardware. It was going on their faucets, on their sinks. And then all of a sudden, my door rail needs to be oil rub bronze and my patch fittings need to be oil rub bronze. So, yeah, I think it definitely, the designers that do interior design, like, I don't know if we're copying them or they're copying us, but you always see it go into commercial as well.
Yep.
100%.
All right. Let's talk about some hardware itself. What's the difference between a panic bar and a locking ladder pull? And where would I want to use one versus the other?
Well, if you have egress needs, you're always going to need a panic, right? I mean, if you have egress needs in a building, especially with code nowadays being such a big thing here in the US, you're going to have a panic device.
Yep.
If you don't have egress needs, I mean, you can use a locking ladder pull. And the nice thing is, there are a few manufacturers, not many though. And this is what I implore all of you watching this segment to look into your hardware. Not all hardware is the same. Most hardware out there has roller balls. There is hardware available with, flat latches and stuff like that. They're a lot more secure. And those, so you can actually get locking ladder pulls with flat latches now. So if it's just an electronic access control or security issue, you can do, a locking ladder pull with a flat latching device instead of the panic. I mean, would you guys agree with that or?
Definitely. Where I see it, I mean, panics are great. They check all the boxes. So when there's occupancy codes you have to meet, fire safety codes you have to meet, you go with the panic. And also they're very easy to add access control with the panic device. However, a panic is only going to swing out. Okay, they're always going to allow you to egress. They're going to swing one direction. What I've seen in offices or areas where maybe the door can't swing into a walkway because it's going to impede the path, and you need it to swing into an opening, that would be a great application for a locking pull as opposed to a panic device.
Because those will go in swing.
Yeah, because you can in swing a locking ladder pull.
And with access control on both of those items, we're talking about electric strike is right now
Yeah.
the best way to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Why would I not want to use a rollerball latch?
I think we can all jump in on that one. But I mean, anybody go to try to play with the rollerball door, if you play with it enough and jiggle it, it's going to pop open. If it wasn't installed exactly right, we know we never have out of square conditions, right, in the real workplace. But I can tell you almost every single door is out of square. And when that happens, it makes, if everything isn't exactly right, with the way these hardware interactions work, it's not going to be very forgiving, but there are options out there that are a lot more forgiving. They're a lot stronger, that started in prisons and stuff like that. So I just implore you to look at it, because the rollerball, yeah, you can just pop it. When I first started in the industry, I had a college that I was walking through, and it wasn't even for a glass door situation. It was for some locks on a wood door, but they had some glass doors there, and a card reader went down while we were there. It was not working. And the kids were there, and they were actually able to jiggle and pop open the door and got in, and they actually did something in that college, in that building, while I was there. And we were able to make a sale to completely replace those through different products that are available and stuff. So there are a lot of options out there that can secure the door better. But that roller ball, if the access control goes down or if it wasn't installed exactly right, you're just going to pop that door.
Come back next week where we continue this conversation.
I love it.